What's up, YouTube? It's the Console Samurai. I was reading online an article. Excuse me, my voice just broke. I was reading online an article that they were talking to one of the higher ups at Xbox, and they were talking about a new IP that Xbox has in the works. Which, unfortunately, they didn't really share any information about what this new IP might be. But this high-ranking executive, which I do think was Major Nelson, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure, said that they don't think that they need a new Space Marine first-person shooter. I think that's actually very true. Since Halo was released, regardless of what you think of Halo, Xbox has been focusing very heavily on Halo. Microsoft, in general, focuses very heavy on Halo. If you look at the Windows Phone, their competition to Siri is a character from Halo. So Microsoft has been relying very heavily on Halo, and they're kind of pigeonholing themselves as being the Halo console. Their games are either Halo, Halo clone, Halo on Earth clone, like Call of Duty, all those things. They're definitely focusing, in my opinion, far too heavily on first-person shooters, whether on Earth or in space. And I think realizing that you don't need another one of those. You have fans of those, keep working on those. Fine. Work on new things. Because if you look at the Xbox One, there's or even the Xbox 360, there's a definite bias towards first-person shooters of all kinds, sports games, and racing games. There's not a lot of variety on either system. There are some games, absolutely, but there's not a huge variety. Not like some of the PlayStation consoles. And PlayStation is not afraid to kind of branch out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But Microsoft kind of needs to take this, because I'm actually really interested to see what Microsoft can do and what they can come up with. That's not what they've been doing. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a new IP. There are plenty of old IPs that Microsoft could possibly pick up that have either been left in the dust by developers who have decided that they wanted to move on to what they felt were more lucrative, or artistically they just wanted to move on from doing the same thing over and over, or the company that made them went under, went out of business. One franchise that does come to mind, I don't know if they'd be able to get it because I think it is licensed wholly by Nintendo, is the Mother franchise, or as it's known here in North America as Earthbound. There were 3 games of that, only one of them is ever released here. So I think if they can look into that, it's a Japanese game. It may still, again, it may be licensed by Nintendo. I think it would be a good thing to either come up with a new game, or take the existing 3, re-release them on the Xbox One, translate it. I think that would be great, and you'd get a lot of fans. You'd get a lot of fans off that one, or come up with a new one. But yeah, anything other than just what you've been doing, because I don't want Xbox to go out of business. I think that PlayStation 4 and the Wii will benefit from having the Xbox One, because the competition will continue to drive them. Now, I am not against the idea of console exclusivity, the idea of certain consoles getting certain games, and that's it. Like they did with the Nintendo and the Sega games of, 20 years ago, where it was very rare for a game to be released on multiple platforms. Where games were released for one console, and that was really it. That's not a bad idea either, if you were to get some kind of IP that nobody else gets, that other people do want. So that's something to think about. But all in all, I really do think it's a good idea that Xbox is looking at this in a very logical way. I like that they're actually getting ready to do something. They're getting ready to come out guns blazing, and I'm cool with that. Go for it. I want to see what Microsoft can do without relying on what they've been doing. I want to see how far they can push the envelope. But let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are there any IPs from a long time ago, or even recently, that either the company has gone out of business or the developers just moved on for whatever reason that you'd like to see come back? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I am the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.